After this nightmare, I think, a nightmare that I know a little bit from being assistant. I was assistant in some Portuguese and French and films before I made films. Assistant production, assistant director, lots of things. For when I left film school, the same film school, that I just did 2 years of film school. Then I went away because I got a job doing assistant production. And I stayed doing this. I knew the crews. We're talking about a very small country, so a very small cinema milieu. So I knew everybody. I knew the directors. I was assistant to 2 or 3 Portuguese directors, and I saw a lot of drama, I had one director in tears, literally in tears, for a whole night in my shoulder. and he was produced by the best producer in the world, Paulo Branco, the most gentle. And I had another director screaming and shouting and getting in all, because an actor couldn't say his lines, and because he was sure that the actor was a good actor, and so I had to talk with this actor for, that's the assistant job. I had to lie to this actor for, I don't know, an actress. Then I worked with her, Isabel Ruth, for later, and she still tells me a lot about that, because I had to lie for 2 hours after the director almost slapped her, saying, no, he loves you, he's always loved you for, in life, in film, in forever. It was a bunch of lies, but so I was used to this world. When I did my first film and then my second film, now I know, but I was trying desperately to search for another model. So the first film I did with friends, most of the crew were friends and young people, and so it was more or less okay. The second was a real nightmare. It was a big production in Africa, in Cabo Verde, from these islands, where these people come from, these people that now I work with. And that was it was a nightmare, really a very violent shooting, but I knew I was already unconsciously trying to look for something else. And not only what I wanted to do, not only what I wanted to say, or because I think no one is very happy with what we do, and we want something else, and we try to find out what it is, and it takes time. For me, it takes a long time to know exactly what I want to say. I mean, not me, but the film. And that took me 2 or 3 films. I thought it was ideas and, dialogues and ways of people moving inside a frame and things like that. It wasn't. It was it was something else. It was, I don't know how to say it more nicely, but it's production. It was organizing the production of this strange moment. Making a film, for me, is a very strange moment. It's has no parallel in other arts, because I mean, in a conventional way, when you have a schedule, and it's really a kind of a blind machine. Sometimes, I'm talking most of the times, João Pedro managed to do it very well. Straub does it, and Godard, and a lot of young people here perhaps do it. They find friends and they do it. But in general, and I lived that as assistant, and then in my films, or in my second film, it's really a nightmare. It's a blind train going in a certain direction. We don't really know which one. And so, as I told you, I couldn't think. I didn't have time to think. Probably at that time, or I still am, closer to some sort of documentary, to say it more simply, way of doing, needing time to be there with the people, know something a bit more than just, you know, doing the location, doing the casting, and that's not really what I like.